Hello, everyone. Today, we're going to look at a high-level game played by my student, Mark. He's rated above 1900. It was also a long game, 45 minutes, with a 45-second increment, which means you get 45 seconds after your each move. If you notice, when Mark started with 45 minutes, when the game ended, he had 12 minutes and 27 seconds left. This is important. Taking your time is very, very, very helpful. You can calculate more, you can calculate further, you can avoid making mistakes, you can come up with new and interesting ideas. I have seen so many people play, let's say, a 10-minute game, and they spend 2 minutes for all of their moves. They lose, and they still have 8 minutes and 12 seconds left. There is no reason not to take your time unless you're running low, unless you're playing bullet. And Mark is a very, very, very good example of taking your time. Mark is a good player. Before coronavirus began, he was rated above 1500, and he has been getting a lot better since then. As you can see, his chess.com rating crossed 1900. Let's take a look at this game. He played against someone rated 1693. He controls the center. We have the French, d4, d5. And here white can play the exchange variation, white can play the advanced variation, or he can defend the pawn with either knight c3, or what Mark did, knight c2, the Tarrasch. The point is now black win over idea of bishop b4 does not work because we can block. And the downside, of course, is this bishop is now blocked. Okay, black develops his bishop. Mark supports the center. Black continues to develop. Mark takes advantage of this knight being here. Black makes his usual drop back with the idea to play c5. Mark builds a better center with f4. Black challenges the center. Of course, if we take, black can take with the bishop, and he has a good bishop. So Mark supports the center, and now if black takes, white takes with the pawn and keeps his center intact. Okay, black plays b6, makes sense. He supports his pawn. He also wants to trade his light square bishop, which is usually a problem piece in the French. He wants to play here, which is why Mark stops it with queen e2. Okay, black decides to trade, takes, and he really, really wants to play bishop a6, so he prepares it. Mark develops his knight, black moves his bishop, and Mark trades. The reason is he's going to put either his opponent's rook or his opponent's knight into a somewhat uncomfortable position, which is what happened. And then he decides that he needs to reposition his knight, he needs to bring out his bishop. This knight might go here or here later. Black decided to bring the rook back into the game. Knight e3. Makes perfect sense to support this move. Black castle, Mark castle. Black brings the knight into the game. Mark connects his rooks. Black brings his rook into the game. Mark plays bishop e1, which looks a little weird, but he has an idea. He wants to play h4, h5, and see if he can disturb this king a little bit. He also, of course, has ideas of f5. Black tries to take control with this line. Mark continues with his plan, and black goes for counterplay. The important rule is if you're being attacked, instead of just defending, sometimes it's a good idea to fight back. And black wants to come in here, get this trade, and bring his rook. Which is why Mark plays a very nice move. He stops the invasion from happening. Black offers a queen trade. Of course, if the queens get traded, white does not have an attack. So Mark decides to keep the queens on the board. The queen might go here. Black improves his knight. And now queen g3. And maybe we have ideas of f5, maybe h5. Black got a little bit nervous and moved his king away from this line. It's not entirely clear how useful this move is. Mark continues with f5. And Black goes for counterplay. And now Mark has a very, very, very nice move. I will let you take your time and see what you come up with. And the idea is, at first it looks like a move pawn f6. It's not so good because it's just triple attacked. But what Mark realized is there is this rook which is loose. Always pay attention to loose pieces. It's a very important lesson. Loose pieces for yourself, loose pieces for your opponent. And Mark realized if he plays here and Black takes, after he takes back, he's attacking this rook, and he's also hitting the bishop. And so he's going to win a piece. So he plays f6, and of course it also threatens a checkmate. So this is a very, very, very nice move by Mark. Black stopped the checkmate, but of course now Mark is just a piece. So Black played another move, attacking this pawn, but now after knight g5, threatening to take on f7, Black threw in the towel, he resigned. Important thing to remember when you're playing chess, pay attention to loose pieces. Your loose pieces, your opponent's loose pieces. And always, always, always take your time. I hope you enjoyed this game. Please like, please subscribe, and more material will be out shortly. Thank you.